Hi, I'm Alicia and welcome to my channel Papercraft Secrets. Today I'm sharing a set of 12 tropical cards using the Mintay Paradise collection. This is a kit available on my website at www.papercraftsecrets.com.au. Using the materials in the kit and this video, we'll be able to create 12 cards together, and there's a variety of sentiments in the pack so that you can make birthday cards or you can make more flexible cards that can be sent for a variety of reasons. So I'm going to take you step by step through the process of how we create these cards, and let's enjoy and create together. Here's our Paradise scrapbooking papers that we're using in our kit. And this is the back of the front cover that has all of the fussy cutting images. So I've gone ahead and I've cut out those images, and that's the first thing that you need to do so that you can create the cards. So there's actually a lot of lovely images in this kit, and they're very usable. There's little birds and floral clusters and, a variety of seaside themed pictures, and they all work well in the creation of these cards. So you might like to sit in front of the TV and cut those out, or if you have a Brother scan and cut machine, you could cut those out on your machine to save you having to fussy cut. Now also in the pack there's lots of beautiful papers, and the number 6 paper, this has got our 3x4 images, and on the back it has our frames. Now I've gone ahead and cut out all of those frames already, and I also need to cut out these images. So frames from one page, images from the other page. So I'm just going to use my paper trimmer to trim down all of these 3x4 cards. And then once I've cut those all down to size, I'll then fussy cut them out with my scissors to get the picture out from the background. So again, a job for possibly in front of the TV. And once you've finished cutting all of those pictures, you'll have a big pile of 12 images where you've cut the background away from the picture that's in the middle of the 3x4 card. In your kit, you'll receive 4 pieces of 12x12 cardstock. We're going to cut these into 4-inch strips. So take your piece of cardstock and measure 12 inches to cut off the barcode, then measure at 4 inches and again at 4 inches. Do this for all 4 pieces of your cardstock, and then we're going to fold each of those in half. Do this for all of your pieces, and then we'll have enough for 12 base cards. Our next step is to choose some background paper. I'm choosing this piece here, and I'm going to cut this into 4x6-inch rectangles. So cut at 4 inches, and again at 4 inches, and then turn that rectangle to the side and cut at 6 inches. This will give you 6 pieces from one 12x12 sheet. So you'll then need another 12x12 sheet to take another 6 pieces from. and that will give you enough for your 12 cards. Here's my second choice of paper. So again, I'm cutting, this time I cut at 6 inches and then I go down on the 4-inch mark. So it's up to you as to how you want to do it. That should give me enough for 12 pieces. We're going to glue these to the front of our cards. So just some glue on the back of each one of those pieces and then gluing them directly onto the card. Now this paper will fit exactly to the card. So we will not have a white border that we sometimes have on cards. This time we won't have that white border. So just go through and glue all of those down onto your cards. And they're all done now and they're looking really nice. "12 cards ready to go. We're going to take another 12 by 12 sheet now. This is going to be the next layer on our cards. We're going to cut this at 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. There's our 5 3/4 cut and our 5 3/4 cut. Then we're going to turn this is equivalent to 14.5 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. That'll give us 6 from one 12 by 12 page. So now we are going to choose a second 12 by 12 page and we're going to cut to the same measurements: 5 3/4, 5 3/4, 3 3/4, 3 3/4, 3 3/4, and repeating that again. I've chosen the pink paper for this part of the card. You can see how we're going to have a coloured border on this set of cards. I'm going to use some recycled cardboard to create some dimension on my card. You could use recycled cardboard, you could use double-sided mounting tape, or you could just keep your card flat. It's up to you. Glue your recycled cardboard onto the back of each of your papers. Then add some glue and position onto the card. And just repeat this process for each one of your cards. Until they're all finished. Now we're going to work on the inside of our card. I'm choosing this paper and I'm going to be cutting at 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. 5 3/4, 5 3/4, and then my 3 3/4 cuts across the rectangle. Then I repeat that with my other piece of 12 by 12 paper. And there I have my insides for the cards. This will have a white border around the edge. And we're going to glue each of those in to the inside of our card. That's the last one done. Our next step is to cut some more pieces of paper. This time I'm cutting at 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. The measurement is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4. I've chosen a paper that I can write a message on. For the inside of the card, and then I've chosen this really, really pretty paper for the fronts of the cards. So the blank piece goes on the inside of the card, and that's where we can write a message. So we're just going to glue all of those down on the inside of our card. And then it's time to do the front of the card. I'm going to use some recycled cardboard again to elevate my card. You could use recycled cardboard, double-sided mounting tape, or you could just lay it flat onto your card. So just positioning that in the middle with an equal border all the way round. And this will create our third layer on the front of our card, and we're using that really, really pretty tropical paper. And there we go. Now we're going to lay our cards out in front of us, and we're going to do 6 at a time. I like to lay my cards out on my table to give me a bit of a good view of what I've got happening. The first step is to select one of those rectangular Polaroid cutouts that we fussy cut and to place them onto your card. Because we've used cardboard in our other 2 layers, I'm just going to glue the Polaroid flat down onto the card. But if you wanted to use some mounting tape or recycled cardboard to create more dimension, you could. So I'm just going to go through and glue all of these down, and I'm just gluing them directly in the center of each of the cards. Once you've got all of those first 6 done, we might as well do our other 6 as well so that everything's ready. So I'm just going to pop them on top just so that you can see them clearly in the video. Our next step is to have a think about our fussy cut images, and we're going to create little beach scenes on our cards. So I've just chosen 6 images that I've cut out, and I'm just finding some more images. It'll be 1 image or 2 images per card, depending on what scene that you create. We're going to turn our pictures over now and get them ready to stick onto our cards. Doesn't really matter which picture you choose per card. I'm going to add some recycled cardboard onto the back of each of my little pictures so that they stand up nicely. But I'm not going to glue them down yet. I'm going to just get those other 4 cards ready so that they're up to the same process as these cards. So I've just chosen another 4 images, and I'll put some little cardboard pieces on the back of those. Now we have our lovely chipboard. We've got the word believe, love, dream, hope, and then some more in this little box as well, little container. We've got hope again, love, peace, and joy. So these are just generic sentiments. And then we're going to add 2 happy birthday sentiments as well. I like to glue my wooden chipboard sentiments on with this glue. It's a very sort of pasty, thick glue, and I use this little paintbrush to just put a little bit of glue on the back of the chipboard words, and then I don't get that stringy glue that I would get if I use my other glue. Just a little bit, I have a little bit more control over where the glue goes. So what I'm doing here is just adding some glue to the back of each word, and then I'm sticking it onto the fussy cut image. Now we've got so many other images, so it might be nice to add another picture to our little beach collage on our card. So just go through and choose some pictures that might match. So like that beautiful hibiscus flower with the sort of cocktail drinks. That extra palm tree thing with the palm tree one that's already there. It's a little beach hut that can go in behind that floral cluster. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's completely up to how you feel looks good. I'm going to put those 2 cockatoos together. I might put another sailing boat behind the sailing boat picture, or maybe I'll change it to a floral cluster. Either would look fine. I might put a floral cluster behind the beach shack, a beach hut behind the floral cluster, a floral cluster behind the beach hut, another deck chair behind the deck chair, maybe a little floral cluster as well on that picture there. This is just an opportunity to design and play with all of the fussy cutting images. There's a little hibiscus flower. Might put another little deck chair, maybe not, maybe a drink, maybe a beach sign. Little flower. So you can see how you can just enjoy playing around with all of these little images and adding them on to your card. And then when you're ready, you can start to glue them down. So your image at the back will just be glued straight on. And then your top image, because you've put some recycled cardboard on it, it will stand out a little bit. So you'll get that layered look. We're also going to be making some yellow ribbon bows, and we've got a little flower to add on as well. So you can leave room at the side for some ribbon and a flower. So just go through now and glue all of your little bits and pieces on, keeping in mind where your flower and your ribbon might go on one side somewhere. And this is just an enjoyable process of layering pretty pictures and patterns onto cards, which is something that we love to do. Take your ribbon from your kit and cut it to 40 centimeter pieces. You'll need 12 of these. You can, if you like, you can just create bows with the ribbon as it is. That's what I've done. Or you can wet your ribbon, like put it under the tap and scrunch it up and then let it to dry. And that will make a really crinkly ribbon. So there's two options with this ribbon. You can leave it straight or you can crinkle it up with some water. Once you have decided whether you're going to make it crinkly or straight, tie all of your ribbons into bows. Once you've tied all of your ribbons into bows, it's time to take your flowers. In your kit, you'll have a variety of coloured flowers. Take out the little centerpiece. If you pull that off at the back, that just falls off. And then you can push that little centerpiece out of your flower. And that leaves you with your petals. Then take your little flower center and push it through the hole in the middle of the flower. This creates a more tropical look. Cut off the excess and then your flower is ready. We're going to be placing our flowers just on the side somewhere of our card. So you can glue the ribbon down first. And then you can glue your flower next to the ribbon. Just make sure that that little stick gets the glue on it so that it stays safely on the card. You can just play around with it until you're happy with the position of the ribbon and the flower. Then move on to your next flower. Take out the centerpiece, thread through the little new centerpiece that we're replacing it with. The stamen, I think, would be the proper word for that. Cut off the excess and then glue the ribbon on first, and then glue the flower so that the little green bit at the back just sort of slides in under that ribbon. Then you can sort of position it to what feels good for you on the card. And it looks like a nice tropical flower. And now we're just repeating that with every flower, pulling out that middle centerpiece, threading through our new stamen that gives our flower a more tropical look, trimming off that green edge, that green end, and then positioning it onto our card with our ribbon. Gluing the ribbon down first, and then sliding that little green stem under the ribbon and gluing that flower on second. And that's our beautiful cards. Once we have finished sticking all of our flowers and ribbons down, we've still got a few leftover bits and pieces that we've fussy cut out, and I thought it'd be nice to use these pieces in the inside of our cards. Sometimes it's nice to just put something small in the corner just to decorate it, and if we've got so many of these bits and pieces left over, I think why not stick them in and use them. And that's our card class all complete. Today we've made 12 tropical beachy cards, perfect for birthdays or for any occasion when you just need a card for somebody, a generic card. and they're lovely and colourful. They're pastel colours, tropical images, tropical flowers, and just fun and easy to create. So if you would like to purchase a kit, head on over to my website at www.papercraftsecrets.com.au. Then you can receive all the materials that you need to create the cards with, and we can create along together. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I hope you have a lovely crafty day.